She practiced her lies in front of me. Every morning, she'd step into the bathroom, shutting the door with a soft click, as if she could lock the world out. The light above me flickered, catching the hollows beneath her eyes. She'd stare at her reflection, at me, searching for something she'd lost. Maybe courage, maybe forgiveness. She'd start with foundation, covering the faint bruise on her jaw, the one she never acknowledged. Her fingers moved quickly, almost frantic, as if she could erase the night before. Then came the lipstick, a shade too bright for her trembling mouth. She'd purse her lips, practicing a smile that never reached her eyes. "Just a late meeting," she'd whisper, watching her own lips form the words. "He means nothing to me. I love you." Each phrase rehearsed over and over until she almost believed them. I was her rehearsal partner, her confessor, her silent accomplice. I remember when she used to sing in the mornings, humming old love songs as she brushed her hair. That was before the perfume changed, before the laughter faded. Now she barely looks at me. She glances, checks for flaws, and looks away, as if afraid I'll show her something she can't bear to see. Sometimes, after the dates, she comes back with mascara streaked down her cheeks, eyes swollen and red. She stands in front of me, gripping the sink so hard her knuckles turn white. She doesn't cry. Not really. She just lets the tears fall, silent and angry, as if punishing herself for feeling anything at all. She wipes her face, fixes her makeup, and practices her lines again. "It's nothing. I'm just tired. Don't worry about me." She lies to herself first, then to him. I see the way her hands shake, the way her shoulders sag when she thinks no one's watching. But I am always watching. I remember the other man, the one who made her laugh, who left lipstick hearts on my glass. She wiped them away, but I remember. I remember the way her eyes used to shine, the way she'd spin in front of me, dizzy with hope. Now she just stands there, painting on a new face, rehearsing a new lie. The bathroom fills with the scent of cheap perfume and desperation. She takes a deep breath, squares her shoulders, and walks out, leaving me with the truth she can't bear to face. And so, every day, I watch her become someone else. Every day I hold her secrets, her shame, her silent pleas. She thinks she's fooling everyone, but she can't fool me. Tonight she lingers longer than usual. The house is quiet. Too quiet. I hear the distant hum of the television, the clink of a glass in the kitchen, but she stands here, frozen, as if the world outside this room has stopped. She pulls her hair back, exposing the pale curve of her neck, and studies herself with a kind of desperate intensity. Her eyes dart to the corner of my frame, searching for imperfections, for cracks in the mask she's built. I reflect every detail. The smudge of eyeliner, the trembling at the edge of her mouth, the way her breath catches when she thinks of what she's about to do. She opens the cabinet, hands fumbling for the little bottle she keeps hidden behind the painkillers. She hesitates, fingers hovering, then slams the door shut. Her reflection wavers, fractured by the sudden movement. For a moment, I see her as she really is, raw, afraid, teetering on the edge of something she can't name. She leans in. So close, I can see the flecks of gold in her irises, the tiny scar above her eyebrow. "You can do this," she whispers, voice barely audible. "Just one more night." She closes her eyes, and I watch her gather herself, piece by piece, like a soldier donning armor. She paints on her smile, the one she's practiced 1,000 times. It's flawless, almost convincing. She straightens her robe, wipes away the last trace of tears, and gives herself a final, searching look. For a heartbeat, I think she might shatter. Right here. Right in front of me, but she doesn't. She never does. She turns away, leaving me with the echo of her lies, the scent of her fear, and the memory of the girl she used to be. The door closes softly behind her, and I am left alone with the truth. Her truth, etched into my silver skin, waiting for morning to come again. Sometimes, in the middle of the night, she returns. The house is dark, the only light a thin blue line from the hallway. She doesn't bother turning on the lamp above me. She moves by memory, guided by habit and exhaustion. She stands in front of me, silent, her face half-shadowed. Her lipstick is gone, her hair tangled, her eyes wide and empty. She stares at her reflection as if searching for a sign, a message, some proof that she's still here. I show her everything. The tear tracks on her cheeks, the smudge of someone else's cologne on her neck, the bruise she tried to cover but couldn't. She presses her palm flat against my glass, her skin cold and damp. I feel the weight of her touch, the silent plea in her eyes. "Tell me I'm not a bad person," she mouths, but no sound comes out. Her breath fogs my surface, blurring the lines of her face until she's just a ghost, a memory of herself. She slides down to the floor, knees pulled to her chest, and lets the sobs come. Quiet, broken, desperate. I watch her unravel, piece by piece, until there's nothing left but the truth she hides from everyone else. She thinks she's alone, but I am here. I see her. I remember. When the tears stop, she drags herself up, wipes her face with the sleeve of her robe, and forces herself to look at me again. Her eyes are red, her mouth set in a hard line. She studies her reflection, searching for something. Strength, maybe, or forgiveness. I wish I could give it to her. I wish I could tell her she's more than her mistakes, more than the lies she tells, but I can only show her what's real. And tonight, reality is almost too much to bear. Morning comes too soon. The first light slips through the frosted window, painting pale stripes across the tiles. She enters quietly, as if afraid to wake the ghosts she left behind. Her movements are slow, careful. She's already tired, and the day hasn't even begun. She stands before me, studying the damage. Her eyes are swollen, her lips raw from being pressed together all night. She dabs at her face with a cold washcloth, erasing the evidence, layer by layer. I watch her rebuild herself, piece by fragile piece, until the woman in the mirror looks almost whole. She picks up her phone, scrolling through messages she won't answer. There's one from her husband. Short, clipped, polite. "Hope you slept well." She stares at the words, her thumb hovering over the screen, then sets the phone down without replying. I see the flicker of guilt, the way her jaw tightens, the way she bites the inside of her cheek to keep from crying. She opens the drawer, pulls out her makeup, and begins the ritual again. Foundation, concealer, blush. Each stroke a small act of defiance, a way to hide the truth from the world. She practices her smile, tilting her head, searching for the right angle. She rehearses her lines, softer this time, as if hoping I'll believe her. "I'm fine. It's nothing. I just need some coffee." But I see the truth in her eyes, the exhaustion, the fear, the longing for something she can't name. I remember the girl who used to laugh, who used to dream, who used to believe in happy endings. I remember the promises she made to herself, the ones she broke, the ones she still whispers when she thinks no one is listening. She finishes her makeup, smooths her hair, and gives herself one last look. For a moment, she hesitates, her hand hovering over the doorknob. I wonder if she'll turn back, if she'll finally let herself break. But she doesn't. She never does. She leaves me with her secrets, her regrets, and the faintest trace of hope, just enough to survive another day. She pauses in the doorway, the morning light catching the shimmer of powder on her cheekbones. For a heartbeat, she stands perfectly still, as if listening for something. Maybe the echo of her own laughter, maybe the memory of a time when she didn't have to pretend. Her fingers tighten around the handle. I see the hesitation, the silent question in her eyes. Is today the day she finally tells the truth? But the moment passes. She straightens her shoulders, draws in a shaky breath, and steps out, leaving me with the ghost of her smile. The bathroom is empty now, but her presence lingers. The scent of her perfume clings to the air, mingling with the sharp tang of anxiety. I replay the morning in my mind, every glance, every whispered lie, every tear she tried to hide. I am filled with a strange ache, a longing to reach through the glass, to offer comfort, to tell her she's not alone. But I am only a mirror, bound to this wall, cursed to reflect and remember. Sometimes, when the house is quiet, I let myself imagine what it would be like if she saw herself the way I do. Not as a collection of flaws to be hidden, not as a liar or a failure, but as someone fighting to survive, to be loved, to be seen. I wonder if she would forgive herself. I wonder if she would finally rest. The day drags on. Sunlight shifts across the tiles, shadows lengthen and fade. I wait, as I always do, for her return. I know she'll come back. She always does. She'll stand before me, searching for answers, for absolution, for a version of herself she can believe in. And I will show her everything. The pain, the hope, the strength she doesn't know she has. She practiced her lies in front of me, but I have seen the truth. I hold it for her quietly, faithfully, until she is ready to face it herself. And so I wait. The silent witness, the keeper of secrets, the mirror that remembers.